President Obama was once quoted as saying about 3 in 4 Americans support the minimum wage increase. And it's because nobody who works full time should ever have to raise a family in poverty. And I completely agree with that. No one should ever have to raise a family in poverty. And I agree that minimum wage is a terrible thing in general. It's a big issue. It was a big issue in 2014 when he gave that speech, and it's a big issue now in 2016 when I'm giving this speech. But I don't think the issue is minimum wage itself. I think the issue is people wanting to raise the minimum wage. The fact that they don't see how many problems they can create with the increase. The problems like unemployment for so many people. Unemployment would skyrocket if they didn't. If the price went from $7.25 to $10.10, I believe it was. There's a quote by Levin Waldman, who wrote a book in 2001, and said that a binding wage floor reduces employment for younger and less skilled workers, which is basically just saying that if the government makes the minimum wage higher, then people who have less skill, like younger people, when an employer sees you, if they have to pay $10 for you, they're not going to pay for some kid who just got out of high school or who is in high school. They're going to pay for a guy who has some experience somewhere else who, might just be there for a week or two, but, may have more job potential and they're going to probably do a better job than you. So it's just going to put you out of the job. It's going to put a lot of people out of the job if they raise that. And also the fact that, today technology, there's so many things, so many simple tasks that technology can do that are tasks asked of a minimum wage worker. And the other thing is, like, people ask for this thinking that the minimum wage increase is going to affect their wages, but you can't really assume that. I mean, to paraphrase Paul Wolfman in his book, saying we can't assume an increase in all wages and wage rates caused by an increase in minimum wage will make every single person's wage increase. It's just not a definite thing. We don't know that his job or the minimum wage increase is going to affect your job. You might get fired for everything we know. The guy down the street, it might affect him. He might get a better pay. He might be getting $10 an hour, but that doesn't mean you're going to. And it's just this whole slew of problems, really, that just comes out of it. And you can keep on talking about so many things, like how it could create a black market, basically, or under the table working environment where people just will go to an employer saying they'll work for a lower rate, because if some guy comes to you and asks for a lower rate, you're probably going to pay him rather than some guy you have to pay for $10. So that creates another problem right there, and it's too many problems. So if we just keep the rate at $7.25 where it is, it could save us from all these other problems. It could stop this. So I really do advocate for keeping the minimum wage where it is. I don't think an increase would do any good. That's my speech. Thanks for listening.